Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam to all the assembled devotees. So we are starting our module 3, Bhagavadgita chapter 13, Nature, the Enjoyer and the Consciousness. So as usual, let us start our day by prayers to Shri Radha Govinda and our Guru Parampara. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalitam Shri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय गुरु परंपरा की जय सद्गुरु स्वामी की जय नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Prana.
Let us continue our discussion. So quickly, let us recap what we learned from last session from chapter 12 and then we can move further. Who is coming forward? We wish to see some hands raised. Any new hands? Shweta Mataji, what you remember from the last session? Any 1 or 2 points?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mata.
We discussed the progressive stages, like how first Krishna says like how we are supposed to fix our mind upon him completely, and if you're not able to do that, then following the regular principles of bhakti, and if we are not able to do that, then we can try to give up our result of our activities, and even if we are not able to do that, then we can engage in cultivation of knowledge, or like better than that is meditation and yes.
Very nice, Mataji. Thank you very much. Who else wish to add from our last session? Aruna Mataji, you want to add anything? We discussed about a lot of qualities that endears Krishna. What are those qualities? What is Krishna expecting us? How do we deal with our lives? Many things we discussed last time. Praveen K. Prabhuji, you want to add anything? You remember any of the key points discussed?
Prabhuji, that qualities that possessing divine qualities makes one dear to Krishna, and one who faithfully follows devotional service, making Krishna supreme, goal is very dear to him.
So making Krishna as a supreme goal.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, good. Chanda Yadav Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
After reading those shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam Prabhuji, here the only one goal of human life and knowing the knowledge is knowing the Krishna only Prabhuji. And this is actually taking my attention and all the way unto him. From that point of day, moment when I ask you, Prabhuji, please explain this. And after that, I read it thrice. And that the particular shloka also I sent you. After reading that, everything, perception, everything changed, Prabhuji. It's all only him. The knowledge should be why we are getting all this, to know him, and know him. That's it.
Yes, today in chapter 13, we are going to discuss more on that. The knowledge, the jnana. What is the real jnana? What is the perfect knowledge we should all be knowing about? Yeah, that is part of chapter 13. Shanti Sudesh Mataji.
Sorry, 1 minute. Prabhu, to progress in bhakti, we need the mercy of sadhus, Prabhu, Guru and sadhus, and we also need to do seva, Prabhu, Mahat Seva, Satan Kripa and Mahat Seva, Prabhu. And also, we have to apply whatever we have learned. There's no point in just knowing about the glories of God and devotees and all that. We have to do seva to realize that and to experience it, Prabhu.
Yes, we are going to discuss that point also, even in chapter 13. It is very important. Knowing everything and not doing nothing or not taking up devotional service has no values. In today's chapter 13, Krishna discuss about the divine 20 qualities. Yeah, we will discuss in detail as part of our breakout discussion as well. We will look into that point. Shivakumar Prabhuji, you want to add anything?
Prabhu, before that, Prabhu, one small question regarding what I said now.
Yeah.
Satan Kripa, Prabhu, what is the exact meaning of Satan, Prabhu? Because
Satan
what we have
Kripa is
heard is a different
Vaishnava's
meaning.
mercy of devotees.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shivakumar Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Voice is breaking, Prabhuji. Some issue with the network, I believe. Voice is breaking.
Yes, Prabhu, network is low. I am sorry, Prabhu.
Okay.
Signal
Kalpana Mataji.
is low, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhuji, no problem.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Kalpana Mataji, you can summarize.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can I say 2 points, Prabhuji?
Who is that? Please raise the hand. Who is that?
Aruna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please. I'm expecting participations from all the devotees, Mataji. At least 1 or 2 points when you come up with and say, that gives me a lot of energy to start. Otherwise, I start with an energy that something is not right in my way of taking class.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
By 12th chapter, and we know when we should know how we know the Krishna means by associating the devotees and reading the Prabhupada books and serving the devotees serving the Vaishnavas and doing the seva, chanting the Harinamam, Prabhuji, and like Pranipatena Pariprashnena. Like that, we have to serve Prabhuji.
Yeah, in a humble mode. Yes.
Yes, in a humble mode.
Yeah.
And good. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. These are the things.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Mm.
Somehow, by the mercy of Guru Gauranga and all the Vaishnavas, we have come into this path. Always I was contemplating that somehow by great fortune, okay, we are not great, we should be grateful for what we have received. And always I was contemplating that the forces of Maya is so strong. Even devotees practicing Krishna consciousness for 20, 30 years can also fall down. So what is the way out for me? How I can stay in this path till the last breath? So listening to various Vaishnavas, reading to Srila Prabhupada books, one clear-cut answer is selfless service. Strong sadhana, strong association of devotees, and selfless service. These are the way to ensure that we are always sticking to this path given by our Guru Acharyas until the last breath. Antakale cha mam eva smaran mukta kalevaram. Till the last breath, we hold on to this and remember Krishna. Only way out is strong sadhana, strong association of devotees, and selfless service. Whatever we read, whatever knowledge we gain, if that is not leading to selfless service, then it is of no value. So we need to be so eager. We need to be greedy to grab the service, is what it is said, laulyam. Yeah. So it could be online platform or in your local temples, wherever you are. The mood for service, we have to continue to rise in this. So that comes with strong sadhana. Many people will be very enthusiastic in service, but gradually that enthusiasm will drop down. You might have seen even on our own personal cases. We take up service with a lot of enthusiasm. Why this is? Because lack in sadhana. So both should go hand in hand. Our strong sadhana and then our mode of service. Yeah, we will discuss more as we progress. Thank you for that point, Mataji. Yes, Kalpana Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Prabhuji, we discussed
Hold
about.
on, Mataji. I see some new hands. You can
Okay.
summarize last. Madhura Manashi Mataji, you want to add anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare.
Along with selfless service in devotion, we need to acquire certain qualities wherein we have to be samadarshina, we have to be sthita dhira muni or sthita pragna, wherein we have to be like the lotus leaf. The water will fall, but we should not get wet.
Yeah.
We should have the quality of being non-envious. We should be samadarshina, that is equal to friends and foes, and it should be like none of the situations or the surrounding should not affect us. We have to be sthir and dheer in our sadhana.
Yes.
And it should not be that we are creating problem for others, neither should others who are creating problem should affect us. So
We should
we
not
have
be
to
disturbed.
be
Yes.
very neutral, and we have to be with drira sankalpa. We have to proceed forward. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Very important point what you brought in. But we need to be very careful at our stage. Okay. To reach to that level, Sthitadhira is in a very advanced level. How do we reach that level? Is through our purification, doing devotional service and following sadhana bhakti. We will rise to that level. Yeah. Praveen MS Prabhuji, you want to add anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I think one of the points which I wanted to say just said by Mataji. Just to put it, in summary, whatever earlier Mataji and Prabhu said is basically who is dear to Krishna is basically the dearest of all is one who makes Krishna as the goal of his life.
Yes. Yes.
He is the most dearest to Krishna.
Yeah.
And the three ways of achieving towards this is they must follow the imperishable path of devotional service and make Krishna the supreme goal of their life and completely engage themselves with the devotional faith, Prabhu, with faith in the devotional service of Krishna.
Yes. Yes.
And at the same time, he should not, neither lament or nor he has a desires. I mean, who also renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things.
Yes. So this is what we need to achieve, and we can reflect even in our own lives what we are doing. Yeah, we should always look into the mirror, looking within ourselves, what knowledge Krishna is giving and what are we doing in our life. And many times we try to justify these are not practical. Yeah, we are facing a lot of challenges in our life. Is it this practical? Yeah, everything which is said in Bhagavad Gita is true 5,000 years back. It is true today. It is going to be true eternally. And it may look impractical to us because of our conditioning at this stage. We have to rise above this conditioning, and then everything what Krishna has said is practical, and by doing that only we will go back. Till the time we do not follow this, we will not go back. In initial days of our Krishna consciousness, it looks like bhakti is very simple. Chanting holy names, following four regulative principles, it is very easy. But as we progress, I always say we are still in that toddlers nursery. Chanda Mataji teaches a lot of toddlers, nursery kids. We are like those kids in our bhakti. As we progress, when we rise to higher standards, degree, PhD, the challenges are even more. Yeah, so through this, we have to rise to that standard. None of us are in that standard, that's Titadira standards. But the fortune what we have got is by the mercy of our Guru Parampara, we have got this process, and with full faith in this process, when we follow, we will also rise to that state. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, let us move on now. Kalpana Mataji, quickly you can summarize.
Prabhuji,
Hare
I
Krishna.
want to say a few points here.
Anything from our last class, Mataji? Specific you have to
Yeah,
be.
it is related to our devotion, 12th chapter.
Yeah.
So here given by Krishna that if you are not able to engage yourself in a higher seva, so then you start from the basic one, and slowly you will progress. Like a tortoise is steady on his path. So like that, we as a devotee, we need to be very steady like a tortoise. So keep on walking from the smallest step, and we will rise. And it is given by Krishna and taken by all other scriptures, where this one is very well quoted for the in the yoga also, like a yogi who is progressing. So you don't have to follow daily 1 hour. So there it is said, you do 1 minute, but that should be consistent daily. Whether the storm will come, rain will come, no matter, that 1 minute it should be performed daily. Then only you will become the true yogis. The same way the devotee, we as a devotee, we also need to like breath is very important, that the devotion is also important as our breath. It is vital force. So in the same way, if you progress, definitely it is the true devotion.
Yes, Mataji. So devotional service should be ahituki apratihata, unconditional and uninterrupted. It should, irrespective of our material situation, this should continue, right? Good point. And Kalpana Mataji, you can quickly summarize and we can move further.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we started with, you explained us about the devotional service bhakti two types, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, following the regulative principles, and Raganuga Bhakti, Prabhuji. And you explained about why it is important to follow the regulative principles. And three types of chanting, Nama Prada, Nama Vasa, Shuddha Japa, and which stage we are and we have to analyze and move forward. We have to develop love for Krishna. First, it is initially in a very dormant stage. So we have to start following Guru, as Mataji explained, practice devotional service and develop bhakti by following the devotional process, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, the 9 process, and also the 9 stages, Prabhuji, Shraddha till prema that will start developing. Then, if you cannot practice the regulative principles, Krishna says that you must try to work for me. So you have to just give up the results and engage in all the charity process, charity, and start cultivating the knowledge properly. So perform devotional service, follow regulative principles, work for me by for charity and other sevas. And then Prabhuji, Krishna says that who is very dear to him, the one who is dear to him is one who does not disturb others and he will not cause any anxiety to others. So he's very in a very good behavior, all those things.
Yeah,
Then
one who does not get disturbed by others and then do not disturb others.
yes,
But
sorry.
what we are doing, we little provocation, we get so disturbed in our lives and then we react and we want to give it back. That is our mentality.
And
So we
Prabhuji,
have to rise about this quality, only then Krishna will be pleased by us. Yeah, this is one very important point which came from our last chapter.
and next point also, Prabhuji, we should not put extra effort for getting earning more Lakshmi, and and we should be satisfied with what some important qualities what you explained, Prabhuji. We should not have sense of proprietorship. We should be self-satisfied. We should not have dualities.
Yeah.
We should have Dhrida Nishchaya. We should be fixed in our endeavors.
Yes,
And
yes.
certain
I'm just
important.
parking you there, Mataji. You're going through a lot of important points. Just wanted to share. When it is said that we should not put over endeavors, okay, for earning money, then we need to be clear that over endeavors is not for our sense enjoyment. Many people, whatever we are doing, the karma yoga, whatever our prescribed duties, we are all engaged in some of the other work or business or some other thing. It does not say that you stop everything and be lazy. Yeah, everything is mercy of Krishna. You have to give your best in what you do. But what we learn from Nishkama Karma Yoga, we do not hanker for either success or failure. We do it as a service to the Lord. Whatever we get, we utilize in service of the Lord. So that is very important.
And Prabhuji,
Many times in our initial days of bhakti, as soon as we see this, then first thing which will come to our mind is we have to stop this job. We have to fully dedicate ourselves in service. Yeah. Prematurely, if we are getting out of our prescribed duty and trying to follow others, we'll be in big trouble. We need to rise in that spiritual maturity as well. Are we able to dedicate our 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours in service? Only then we have to dedicate fully. Till that time, we have to continue to do what we are doing and gradually rise. This is very important. We have to understand. Sorry, Mataji, for breaking you up. Please.
So, Prabhuji, then you explained that we should completely avoid weeds, which will not help in our progression, like eating more, collecting more, and also with association with worldly mundane people. Prajalpa, do not talk unnecessarily. All those important things, and we have to just concentrate on building our bhakti lineage, Prabhuji. And then important qualities also you explained, Prabhuji, finally. That is equal to be friends and enemies, equipoised in dualities, always free from contaminating association, does not care for any residents. We have to keep silence. We have to talk only it is very essential, related to only devotional topics, and we have to be self-satisfied, fixed in our determination and knowledge, and we have to always engage in devotional service. And finally, important qualities that will help one to endeavor, one to reach Krishna. That also you explained, Ji.
Yes.
Shall I tell that in detail or?
I think it's good, Mataji. We can now progress. It's already getting to 9
Yes,
o'clock.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, good. So all these points we have discussed. Thank you for bringing up these points. Again, I'm requesting all devotees to attend the class with a book as well as a paper and try to make some of these notes so that when I call out some names, I get some reciprocation as well. Yeah, thank you very much. So devotees who are reciting sloka, please keep the hands raised, and then we'll move to chapter 13. So before getting into chapter 13, now we are in the Jnana Yoga stage, the third module. So we understood there are 3 modules of Bhagavad Gita, 3 stages. The first chapter 1 to 6, we discussed about Karma Yoga, and middle is Bhakti Yoga, and third section is Jnana Yoga, right? But what we need to be very clear, Bhakti is there all through 18 chapters. So first 6 chapters we are trying to learn through our actions. Yeah, actions performed to please the Lord. That is also Bhakti Yoga. And then knowledge, through knowledge we are rising in our Bhakti Yoga, and middle section is Bhakti Yoga itself. So in the middle section, the last 6 chapter, we try to understand 3 important knowledge, that is Sambandha Jnana, Abhideya and Prayojana. So we have discussed this in detail before. So the question here is, why Bhakti Yoga is in middle? There are many answers. Is to get some of the answers. This is very common question. This is some of the common question. It is asked, why Bhakti Yoga is in the middle? If Bhakti is supreme, then why we should learn Jnana Yoga now? We already learned Bhakti Yoga. So why again we have to get this Jnana Yoga? So this second question we will touch in further slides. But question is, why Bhakti is in the middle?
This is the most confidential one.
Most confidential. So it is kept secretly in middle. Okay. What
Like
more?
language.
Any other answers? Any further answers?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, first 6 chapters teaches us how to serve. So when we serve, we know how to do bhakti. So
Yes.
next we will come to middle chapters bhakti.
Yeah.
This is my knowledge. Hare Krishna. Thanks, Prabhu.
Yeah. So why Jnana is coming later? Why Bhakti is in the middle?
Prabhuji,
Yes, Radha.
apart from knowledge and whatever the understanding I have, leaving all that, what comes in my mind, that why it is in between, like Karma Yoga, when we progress into, I may fall, then who is going to hold my hand? So the Bhakti, where it is in between, that as soon as somebody is falling, no, it is very difficult, I can't do. So the bhakti seems to be easier. So I will rise and I catch. I will try to stand. This is just a general what I'm getting. I'm just pouring it out, Prabhuji. So this is what my soul says to.
Okay.
Just
Any other, some of the prominent examples for this question? I'm looking for a couple of more answers. Anybody? Why Bhakti is in center?
Bhakti without knowledge is sentimental.
Yeah, that all those things we will come. I will come for that. See, basically, simple answer. One of the example is given is Bhakti is like a jewelry, very auspicious, very precious jewelry, kept it inside a box with top and bottom cover. Or one more example, generally it is given is when a convoy of a prime minister or a king is passing through, There are soldiers in the front as well as at the back. So the most important is in the middle. Yeah, so the bhakti devotional service, it is kept in the middle. That is the general answers we usually get. And then coming to the next question. If bhakti is supreme, why jnana is important at this stage for us? Quickly, I need some quick answers so we can move on. We are touching on Jnana Yoga. So why already we got to know Krishna as the Supreme Lord, we are his eternal servant, and my purpose is to serve and go back to Krishna. So this is sufficient, no? Why I need Jnana?
Prabhuji, bhakti in action. To put bhakti into action, we need knowledge, proper, how to implement practically.
Okay, that's a good answer. What more?
To know our
It gives a
constitutional
firm
position.
foundation for our beliefs, Prabhu.
Yeah, one after other. Who is that? Shanti Suresh Mataji. Please tell me, Mataji.
It gives a firm foundation for our beliefs, Prabhu,
Yes, yes.
the
Good
philosophy.
answer. Yeah.
To know our
And
constitutional position.
yes, so constitutional position, you already got it in till chapter 12, you already got to know, Mataji. You are not this body, you are the spirit soul. Your purpose is to serve the Lord. You are part and parcel of the Lord. These are all we have got.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Application,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Mataji. Yeah. Yes, application.
Prabhu, in this Kali Yuga, we are all conditioned souls. So even being in the path of bhakti, we tend to fall down every moment, every now and then.
Yes.
So if the gyan is complete, then that fall down, even if we fall down, we can again endeavor to come back through our gyan, Prabhu. That is why I understand that Gyan Yoga is also required
Good.
to understand who is the Lord and uh, why we should, proceed in our bhakti. Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Okay. Snigdha Mataji, you want to give the answer, or for Shloka you have raised the
Yes,
hands?
yes, no, Prabhuji. Your first question is why Bhakti Yoga is in the middle. My answer is Bhakti Yoga connects the Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, I think. So
Yeah.
it is in the middle. As you told that the king is going in the middle, surrounded by the soldiers.
Yes.
It is the connecting link between the Karma and the Jnana.
Yeah.
And the second question, Prabhuji, why Jnana Yoga is important? It is the knowledge which gives self-realization and to our eternal soul.
Yes.
And it helps in liberation also. So it is, it gives understanding. So it is important, I think.
Okay, Mataji. Good. Well, good try. But I want to make it even more simpler. Now, from bhakti, you can go back to Krishna. Will Krishna and our Guru Parampara will be pleased by we alone going back to Krishna? First question when we meet Srila Prabhupada, first question Prabhupada is going to ask is how many you could inspire to take up Krishna consciousness? How many you are going to bring them back? This is the first question Prabhupada is going to ask this question to us. Ours is a preaching moment, right? So with bhakti, we can go back to Krishna, but if we have to bring many people along with us, we need to have jnana, knowledge. Bharata bhumite haila manusha janma yara, janma sartakari karo paropakara. When I look at this loka, janma sartakari, from bhakti we can success, we can perfect our life. But with jnana, we can do a lot of paropakara also. So I'm just trying to connect this. What all you have told is also correct answer. Yeah, I'm just trying to expand our understanding little bit. Through jnana, yes, definitely we have a better understanding of how we have entangled in this material nature and how to detach from this material nature and fix up in Krishna consciousness. This will definitely will help. This is one of the purpose of getting the jnana at this stage. But how do we connect this to our Krishna consciousness movement is through this knowledge, we can help many be Krishna consciousness and give Krishna consciousness. This should be our motive. For that, Jnana will be very helpful. Yeah, good. And then this chapter look like very technical. Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Jnanam, Gneyam. Okay. If you are trying to be too analytical, it is very difficult to understand. So let us keep this very simple. This entire chapter is about 2K, that is Kshetra, Kshetrajna, 2 P's, Prakriti and Purusha, and 2 J's, Jnanam and Gneyam. So let us, in a simple way, we'll try to understand about this. So Arjuna is, in the beginning of this chapter, is asking this question. He want to know more about Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Jnanam, Gneyam, in which Krishna start explaining about the third and fourth, that is Kshetra, Kshetrajna, through Shloka 2 to 7. And then he talks about the Gnana, what is the perfect knowledge, through Shloka 8 to 12. So let us try to cover up to this section, and then we can move further in the next section. So these points we already discussed. The bhakti is the culmination. Why is the Jnana presented in the last chapter? So can somebody say why Jnana is presented? Now, after me explaining, getting answers from you, what could be the right answer in context of our Krishna consciousness movement? Somebody can repeat what I said.
Shall I try, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
To help us preach, Prabhu. So what
Yes.
we have received, we have to give to the others, and we
Yes.
can do that only if we have knowledge to present it to them.
Yes, Mataji. So we have to perfect our life. Janma sarthakari karo paropakar. So many have the inbuilt quality of taking classes, reciting shlokas, so they can do this preaching. But how all other can contribute? All other can contribute by helping this movement in their own different ways. When we visit to a temple, somebody guarding the slippers to the pujari, there are various services, and for Krishna, everybody are same. Everybody are doing services. So we have to find our strengths and try to use that strength in service and expansion of this preaching movement, and take this knowledge to as many conditioned souls as possible. Yeah. Now let us start with the first 2 shlokas. So Kalpana Mataji, you can start the shloka.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Arjuna Vacha Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetrajñameva Cha Etad Veditum Ichchami Jnanam Jneyam Cha Keshava Shri Bhagavan Vacha Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram Idabhidhiyate Etadhyo Veti Tam Praho Kshetrajña Iti Tadvidaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Akshita Reddy Mataji, can you please read this for us?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Arjuna said, "O my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field and the knower of the field, and of knowledge and the end of knowledge." Blessed Lord then said, "This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field." Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So here Arjuna was inquisitive to know about these 6 things. What are the 6 things? 2 P's, Prakriti and Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, and Jnana and Gneyam, knowledge and object of knowledge. And in this, Krishna says that the body what we are in, so that is Kshetra, the field of activities. And the one who knows the field of activities is Kshetragna. So Kshetra and Kshetragna. So who is the knower of this body?
Soul is the
Yes. So soul, and is there anybody else who knows the body?
We know about our body, Prabhu.
Sorry, Mataji.
super soul.
Yes. So the soul and the super soul, they are the knower of the body. So Kshetram, Kshetragnam. So hope this is very clear. So at this stage, we understand we are all conditioned to this body. Knowing this, we need to understand we are not Kshetra, we are Kshetragna. Deinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. So in this loka, clearly we understand that this body is changing from one phase to the other phase, but the soul is eternal. So we are within this body. So we are not this body, we are the spirit soul. This is the knowledge we have to get this out, get out of it. And then body is also made up of senses and this conditioned soul. Why are we in this body? The conditioned soul is trying to be the enjoyer, trying to enjoy these senses, and to the degree, to the capacity we can enjoy the desire to enjoy the senses, we get different field of activities. So different bodies we are getting. Somebody is getting the human body, somebody is getting the body of an animal, different type of animal. It is all based on the desire and capacity to enjoy the senses, we get the body. Yeah, and in our forgetfulness of our actual purpose to be the servants of the Lord, we are trying to serve our own senses, we are trying to enjoy the material nature, and we are suffering in this dukkhalayam ashashvatam. And then so the Prakriti is material nature, Purusha is the enjoyer of the Prakriti. So there is only one Purusha, we say, right? We try to be the Purusha, we try to be the enjoyer, and we are struggling. And Kshetra is our body, field of activity. Kshetragna is the soul and the super soul. And Gnanam, we will touch on this Gnanam and Gneyam. So what is the real knowledge? Understanding Kshetra and Kshetragna, understanding the body and soul, and knowing the super soul is the controller of both body and soul is the perfect knowledge. And knowing this knowledge, the Gneyam, what is the goal? Goal is Krishna. So in this, what we need to understand, the analogy we have discussed before, that we are living in an apartment. We are not the apartment. We are not this body, we are the spirit soul. So for whom they get the body, who gets the body? One who is conditioned. And why? These are some of the questions we continue to ask, continue to get. Why do we get this body? Because of our propensity to lord over the material nature, we get this. And criteria, how one get what body, is based on the desire and capacity to dominate over material nature and enjoy the senses. And Kshetragna, how do we understand the difference between the body and the knower of the body? How do we know the body and the soul? Is by changing phases. That is what we discussed, Dehinosmin yata dehe sloka. By seeing the changes in the body, we know that this body is temporary and soul is eternal. So we are moving to the next section. Madhura Manashi Mataji, you want to recite this sloka?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
क्षेत्राग्नं च पिमं विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्राक्षेत्राज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Praveen K. Prabhuji, can you please read the translation for us?
Hare Krishna. O Saikon of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower.
Your voice has dropped, Prabhu. Anybody else? Padmini Mataji, can you please read the translation for us?
It's Prabhuji. Ocean of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its owner is called knowledge. This is my opinion. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So this verse confirms that Krishna as a super soul resides within our heart. So what is the general analogy we discuss about Krishna being in our heart? What is the analogies we have discussed?
The vehicle and the driver of the vehicle. Sorry.
Vehicle and driver of the vehicle, yes. Any other?
Birds on the tree.
Exactly, yes. That is what I was looking. So the bird, two birds sitting on a tree, one is eating the fruits, one is witnessing it. So the one who is eating the fruits is the one who is engaged in material sense enjoyment, and Krishna is witnessing. So when we have surrendered to Krishna, then Krishna takes the role of the charioteer of our life. Krishna will lead from the front and Krishna will guide us further. And what we need to understand here is the material nature, the enjoyment what we continue to get. It is like nectar in the beginning, but poison later. Whereas the same spiritual blissfulness what we get, it can be poison in the beginning, but nectar in a long run. How do we understand this? Whatever sinful activities we were doing, or if we are doing now, so we get the temporary happiness at that moment, but later we are regretting. At least before Krishna consciousness, my situation was I was contemplating some sinful activities. I was getting engaged. I used to enjoy, and I used to lead my life thinking that this is the way of life. But now, coming into Krishna consciousness, what is the transformation coming into our life? Though we continue to engage in some or the other sense enjoying activities, but we are doing it with a regretful mood, and then slowly, gradually, we are getting out of it through regulation. At the same time, the spiritual blissfulness, for example, waking up in Brahma Muhurta, fasting, from on Ekadashi days, chanting the holy names attentively. These are all very difficult in the beginning, but this is what is going to take us. This is what going to nourish our soul and take us back to the Lord. The watering process is this. And then talking about the knowledge, we discussed the knowing the material nature, the body and the soul, and super soul being the controller of both body and soul. So that is the perfect knowledge. Now, in this, when we differentiate between soul and super soul, there is and being knower of the body, there is a very good analogy Prabhupada gives in the purport. Can somebody say what is that analogy in this regarding? I have discussed even in previous classes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, water from the ocean if it is a drop of water, it is from the ocean, and entire ocean it looks the same. That is one
Yeah,
analogy.
that
And
is
second,
qualitatively same, quantitatively different. Here, the question is very simple and specific analogy to this purport. Devotees who have come prepared reading the purport will get the answer very easily. That what we are trying to say is the body, there are two knowers of the body. So how is soul and super soul differentiated here? Prabhupada gives a very good analogy.
Farmer knows what they in their field, but king of that area knows entire fields.
Yes, yes. So the patch of land, I may be the owner of a patch of land, but the king is the owner of the entire kingdom. So that is exactly the position of soul and super soul. So request all devotees in Bhakti Shastri, if you do not come prepared for the class, then you will not be able to participate. Thank you very much, Shivakumar Prabhu, for giving me that answer. Yeah. So the fourth question, Jnana, Kshetragna and Gnanam. Fourth and fifth questions are being addressed here. The Kshetragna is the knower of the field, and Gnanam is knowing that super soul is the controller of both Kshetra and Kshetragna. And there is also a good shloka reference which says, Kshetrani hi sharirani bijam chapi shubhashubhe tani veti cha yogatma tata kshetragna uchyate. So this says, this body is called Kshetra, and within it dwells the owner of the body and Supreme Lord, who are known as the knower of the body, Kshetragna. And one who knows that the super soul is the controller of both, that is the perfect knowledge. So that is Jnana. Now I am sure you are clear with Kshetra, Kshetragna and Jnana. So out of 6 questions, 3 questions has been very clearly addressed by the Lord. And here there are differences between soul and super soul. So the living entity which is known as Jivatma and the Lord is known as Paramatma. We are Anu, that is 1 by 10th, 1 by 10,000 cycle size of a tip of an hair, and we are infinitesimal. Lord is infinite, and we as a soul knows about this body. Krishna is cognizant, knower of the entire every living entities in this universe. And the soul is the secondary proprietor. We are not the primary proprietor. Krishna, this body is Krishna's body. This body is to serve for the Lord, not for our own sense enjoyment. Whereas the Lord is the supreme proprietor. And we are fallible. We are marginal energy. We can rise above or fall down. But whereas Krishna is infallible. And we are the servitor of the Lord. Krishna is the supreme master. There are innumerable living entities, whereas there is only one super soul, but he lives in innumerable living entities. So this is the difference we need to understand. Chanda Yadav Mataji, you want to read this sloka?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
13.4. I'm sorry. तत्क्षेत्रं यच्यादृक यदि यदृकारी यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत् समासेन शृणु तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Aruna Mataji, can you unmute and read the translation for us? Aruna Mataji or Karuna Mataji, anybody you can unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Now, please hear my brief description of this field of activity and how it is constituted, what its changes are, whence it is produced, who the knower of the field of activities is, and what his influences are. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. So from this sloka onwards, Lord is trying to describe the field of activities and the knower of the field of activities. So this will be discussed further in detail. Shanti Sudesh Mataji, you want to recite this sloka?
Yes, Prabhu. Shloka 5. Vishibhi Bahuda Gitam Chandobhi Vividaitat Brahma Sutra Padaishchaiva Hetumadbir Vinishchitai.
Thank you, Mataji. Praveen MS Prabhu, you want to read the translation?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
That knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause and effect.
Yes. So from this sloka, when the Lord is quoting this sloka, Lord is also referring to the Vedanta Sutra. So that is the very importance of, as a Bhakti Shastri students, we should be learning to recite sloka, practice to recite sloka, giving references. Yeah. So that way, whenever you are preaching anything about Krishna consciousness, when you give the right references, you can be wrong, but Shastras are not wrong. So what we get from Shastras, we are able to convey this. That way, it is easier to convince anybody. And in this sloka, we also touch upon Brahma Pucham Pratishta. So we have discussed this multiple times in earlier levels as well. What is Brahma Pucham Pratishta? Anybody knows? Brahman Prucham Pratishta explains different levels of realizing the Supreme Lord and its energy, different levels. So what are these 5 levels discussed as part of Brahma Pucham Pratishta?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
It is Annamaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya, Gnanamaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you very much. Who was that?
Prabhuji, Karuna Mataji.
Karuna Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji. So these are the 5 levels where we rise in our consciousness, we rise in our realization of the Lord. So the base level is Annamaya. Yeah, one who is struggling for 3 meals, course meals a day, when he gets some food, he try to see the Lord in that food. And then next level is knowing the life symptom that we have this life within. And Jnanamaya is knowing the life symptom as well as knowing that about the thinking, the feeling, the willing, so and the Brahman realization. And Vijnanamaya is where you start differentiating that I am not this body. I am the spirit soul. I am the part and parcel of the Lord. So this is Vijnanamaya, this level of realization. And knowing this, when we rise further, that is Anandamaya. So all blissful nature of Satchit Ananda. So we get to know in this an Anandamaya stage. So that is known as Brahma Pucham Pratishta. And Vedanta Sutra also describes that saying Anandamayo Bhashyat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is full of blissfulness and joy. So this we need to know in what level one's consciousness rises. So now let us move to the next sloka. Santoshi Bopanna Mataji, you want to recite this sloka for us?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारो भूतरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च पञ्चचेन्द्रिय गोचरा. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Next sloka also you can recite, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं संगूतश्चेतना धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकार मुद्दा हृतम्.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Sudarshana Rao Poturu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna,
the five great elements: false ego, intelligence, the unmanifested, the 10 senses, the mind, the 5 sense objects, desire, hatred, happiness, distress, the aggregate, the life symptoms, and convictions. All these are considered in a summary to be the field of activities and its interactions. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So we are further studying in detail about the field of activities, which constitutes 24 elements of material nature. So we have discussed this before, starting with the 5 gross element, which is earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and then subtle body, false ego, mind, and intelligence, and 5 knowledge acquiring senses, that is eyes, nose, ears, tongues, skin, 5 working senses, legs, hands, voice, anus, and genitals, and 5 sense objects, smell, taste, sound, touch, and form, and then unmanifested state of 3 modes of nature. So all these 24 elements constitute the field of activities. So in purport, all these clearly it is given what are the 24 list of 24 things. You can look into that. So there, in addition to this, there is also the desire, the interactions, the desire and hatred, as well as the happiness and distress. So these dualities are all part of the interactions of the 5 gross elements of the body. And then the consciousness, the living symptom, the consciousness, this is the representation of the subtle body, the mind, ego, and false intelligence. Yeah. So one thing what we need to understand from this, that the field of activities is the body is not permanent, whereas the soul is eternal. Now next section is 13.8 to 12, which talks about the process of knowledge, jnana, and liberation. Knowing this knowledge, how one can liberate. This is a long sloka. Who is comfortable reciting this sloka? Snigdha Pandey Mataji, you want to recite this sloka? Or you
Yes,
want to read the
Prabhuji.
translation? Anything is
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Amanitam adambitam ahimsam kshantir arjabam acharyopasanam saucham स्थैर्यम् आत्मा विनिग्रह इन्द्रियस्थु वैराग्यम् अनाहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि दुःख दोषो न दर्शनम् आसाक्ष्येर अनभिसभ्यानङ्गः पुत्रदारागृहादिषु नित्यं च चित्तवम् इताशीतोपपातिषु मयि चानाय योगेन भक्तिर अभिभिचार्यन् विविक्त देश सवित्वम् अर्तिर्जान संसधि अभ्यात्मा ज्ञान नित्यत्वं तत ज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् इत ज्ञानम् इति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानार्थ यद अतो नित्य. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Aryan Prabhu, can you unmute and read this translation for us?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest. Even mindness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All this I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. Bhagavad Gita 13.8 to 12. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So through previous sloka, we understood there are 24 elements of field of activities that our body, and we are entangled in this body. And these are 20 elements of knowledge, the qualities of saintly person. By possessing, one can be freed, liberate from this material entanglement. So these are the qualities. So let us have a quick breakout room to understand among all these 20 qualities, the most important in the process of knowledge. Yeah. So let us go for a breakout room. About 8 minutes. We'll break out into 3 rooms as our regular practice. In the beginning of the breakout room, please choose a volunteer, and the responsibility of the volunteer is to ensure all group participants are participating, and the volunteer has to summarize and present. So devotees who have not participated, please take up this opportunity. These are all our training ground. Yeah. And request all to join the breakout rooms. Any doubt in the question? Right. In 8 minutes, we'll return. Taroni Mataji, any problem in joining the room? Yesho Prabhuji? Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, one thing good to see, most of you were there till last second of the discussion. I also noticed who is exiting first. Okay, good. So let us start with room number 1. Every room will get 2 minutes. So let us try to conclude this point. From room number 1, who is the volunteer?
Sorry, Prabhu, I don't remember which room I did.
Kalpana Mataji.
Prabhuji,
Kalpana
Praveen,
Mataji, you are in room
Prabhuji.
1.
Okay. Huh.
Who
I
who is
will.
who is
I'm
the?
only coming. I'm only coming, Prabhuji.
You are only coming and you don't know which room you are.
Sorry,
Did
Prabhu.
you, before giving the answer, did you ensure all have participated in
Yes,
it?
Prabhuji, we all group discussed and I've taken all their points. Prabhuji.
Yes, it
Everyone
is very
participated.
important. Yes, Mataji, 2 minutes. Let us start.
Prabhuji, from all the points which Krishna says, devotional service can be practiced with full knowledge by approaching a bona fide spiritual master. Purport it is saying that Prabhupada's purport says that if we approach a spiritual master and follow his guidance, then all other things will automatically fall in place. But Prabhuji, others participated. They said that control of senses is very important because only by controlling our senses we'll be able to focus on our heart and proceed. Then life energy. One more. Others participated that life energy is controlling life energy by means of yoga, meditation is important. They say that bhakti yoga is also very important. That itself is like directing all our senses towards the service of Krishna. And tolerance is very important.
Who
If you
said this
learn
answer, Mataji? Bhakti Yoga is-
direct all our senses to Madhuri Mataji, life energy, Aryan Prabhuji.
Okay.
Non-duality tolerance is very important because if you first learn to tolerate everything, then we will be free from all the dualities and we will try to see Krishna in all the other living entities and we will be able to control our senses, Prabhuji. This is my point, Prabhuji. Engages in yoga, then self-control is also very important. Then um, we must not be bothered. Self-control is like in a way, whatever challenges we face, we should not be bothered. And finally, what the conclusion is, Prabhuji, all the points which Krishna says is very important. From first step to last, to go to the higher staircase, reaching Krishna, the knowledge, all the points are important. So by following everything, I think we will be able to climb the ladder and attain the complete knowledge, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. So the question is, which is the most important? All 20 points is important. Which is the most important is the question.
A spiritual master, Prabhuji, in our group.
Okay, Mataji, fine. So, fine. I will come back to the room 1. One statement looks like even after me sharing the topic, looks like not many have read through that. Giving general answer, yes, it is, but to be specific, we need specific answer. For that, you need to read through the purport. So, looks like maybe one devotee might have read through the purport, rest all have given general answers. I will come back to that, who is that devotee. Anyway, I don't want to open the secret now to other rooms. Let us see what we get from other rooms. What is the most important among this process of knowledge? Room 2, who is coming forward?
Prabhuji, I believe I'm in room 2.
No, Prabhu. You are in room 3.
Okay.
Room 2 is
Room 3,
Karuna
Praveen Prabhuji.
Mataji, Keshav Prabhu, Santoshi
Okay,
Govinda
Mataji,
Mataji,
yeah.
Shanti Sudesh Mataji, Sudarshana Rao, Poturu Prabhu. Room 2.
Sudarshana Rao Prabhuji, are you there? We have nominated Sudarshana Rao Prabhuji.
Okay. So Sudarshana Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
present your team's points.
Yeah, Prabhuji, the most important point, I feel like the tolerance must be there, and he has to be very obedient in terms of honor, dishonor, happiness or distress. So he has to be tolerant in all situations to acquire knowledge, and he has to obey instructions of Guru, and he has to approach Guru submissively. So with that, he can acquire proper knowledge, I feel.
Okay, Prabhuji. What you feel is not important. What is written in the purport
Yeah.
from Srila Prabhupada is important. And
Yes,
that
yes.
is what I'm looking at. The most important in this 20.
Prabhuji, sorry, Prabhuji, I wrote my point, but I
Who is
forgot to
that?
explain, Prabhuji. Kalpana, room 1.
Huh.
Devotional service is very important in full Krishna conscious. I wrote my point, but I forgot to explain.
Okay. Okay,
Unalloyed.
Mataji. Let us see now. Let's give opportunity to room 3.
Hare
See
Krishna,
what
Prabhuji,
is.
can I?
Prabhu, room 2, Prabhu has not
We have not.
fully explained. Most of
Oh,
us
Yes.
okay.
went in for devotional
Okay,
service,
quickly,
Prabhu.
quickly
And
conclude, Mataji.
unalloyed devotional service is the important point that everyone has agreed. Prabhuji missed out
Who is
to
this?
it.
Okay,
From
from
room
room 2?
2. Yes.
From room
Yes.
2, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Prabhuji, one more thing we want to add, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Like Lord has described 20 elements of knowledge, but the two aspects are by developing these qualities, you attain knowledge, and if you have knowledge, you will manifest these qualities.
Hmm.
And if you attain devotional service among these 20, then you will get all the other qualities automatically.
Yes. Good.
And one more thing is, I
Yeah,
forgot.
without devotional service, then other 19
All these
qualities
are
will not.
not of much use, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you for bringing that point. And
Thank
let
you.
us give opportunity to room 3. And
Hare
then
Krishna, Prabhuji.
what is the most important point?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I must admit that there are difference of opinion with respect to which is the most important.
Yeah, when you don't read Srila Prabhupada purports, then you will continue to have difference of opinions.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is
So I think the group
as
felt
clear as sun. Prabhupada's purports are as clear as sun. And anybody reading, there is no disagreement. Yes,
sure,
now let
Prabhuji.
us see what is the disagreement in the group. Yes.
So there were three answers which is coming in. One is unalloyed devotional service.
Yeah.
Second thing is accepting the spiritual master.
Yeah.
Third thing is humility.
Yeah.
Okay, so most of the majority of the group were felt that to first of all to do a devotional service we need a spiritual master. To accept the spiritual master you need a humility. So that was the version what majority of the people expressed. So but I also personally realized, I think the last two discussion, even my answer was also unalloyed devotional service as per the purport which is mentioned.
Yes.
So having said that, because when most important point is when we do an unalloyed devotional service, all the remaining 19 qualities will automatically gets developed.
Exactly.
Maybe I would have not effectively would have convinced the group actually, because this is not all other 19 qualities would have automatically developed. Prabhuji.
Good,
Number
Prabhu.
one.
Good. Nice. Okay, fine. Let us move now. You have given the answer. You have given the right answer. So, devotional service is the most important thing. And then taking the shelter of Guru is important. The most important is devotional service and taking the shelter of Guru and then being humble in our approach to the Guru. Tadvidi paripatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshantate jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. So being in a humble mood and offering service, we have to gain this tattva, right? So out of this shloka, as it is clear now that devotional service is the most important, and as you all told, when you engage in devotional service, all other 19 qualities will manifest. And the sloka mai chananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini, the process of knowledge terminates in unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. Yeah, what should we understand from this? And we also said that one who is taking up devotional service, all other 19 qualities will manifest. But without devotional service, even if you develop all other 19 qualities, is of no use, is what Prabhupada says in the purport. Again, I'm going back to where I started in the beginning of the session. All the knowledge we are gaining through these classes, all the chanting what we do, chanting itself is, we are crying out to Radharani to engage us in the devotional service, right? We are so proud of chanting 16 rounds, but if you are not engaging any devotional service, it is of no use, is what we need to understand. And the second important thing, as Praveen Prabhu and group has said, is approaching a spiritual master and in the mood of a servant, in a humility. So humility, amanitvam. What is humility? The definition of humility, not hankering for the satisfaction of being honored. Somebody glorifying us, we feel so happy. If we continue to expect glorification, that is not humility. And then pridelessness. We all think that we are prideless, but the moment somebody agitate you with some of his actions, the moment you get agitated, that is because of your pride, your false ego. And how we can rise to that position, knowing that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul. Whatever is happening is to the body. I am not this body is temporary. I am soul, and my larger purpose is to engage in devotional service, go back to Krishna. So I have to use this body in that rather than reacting to the external forces. This knowledge is very important. Till the time we are getting agitated and agitating others, we are full of pride. Ahimsa, non-violence. So it says that until and unless we are not elevating other people in this spiritual knowledge, we are practicing violence, is what Prabhupada gives the definition. And tolerance. Tolerance to the both insult as well as to bear insult and dishonor from others. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So until and unless we are not able to accept these material situations, honor, dishonor, we are not able to be steady, Kirtaniya Sadahari, that will not come within us. We are always, our consciousness is, we are wasting our time on what has happened to me, why this person has done this to me, how I can react, what I should do, how I have to get over this. We are trying to be the controller. We are trying to control that situation. Through our actions, through our reactions, we want to get out of this. We are not in a mood of surrender to the Lord. This is our problem. Most of us here can directly reflect yourself and see where we stand. Simplicity. So to be straightforward in saying what is, say as it is, Prabhupada has given as it is. So that itself is simplicity. And as we said, accepting the spiritual master. Accepting spiritual master is the next level. It is so important for all of us. Many think that I am following 4 regulative principles. I am chanting 16 rounds. Why can't I directly go to Krishna? Will Krishna not accept me? The samsara sagara, such questions are coming because we have still not understood where we have entangled. We have entangled with after millions and millions of birth, these reactions, we are struggling with these reactions. By taking the shelter of Guru, by taking initiation from the Guru, Guru is purifying us from all this past life karma, which we don't even know why we are struggling, why we are suffering. So Guru clears up all our past reactions. And the simple analogy, simple example what I give is rowing a small boat in this ocean without even knowing, without even having the compass in hand. You don't know which direction you are rowing the boat. When you take shelter of Guru, then you are under the shelter of the guidance of your Guru for your further progress, and the captain of this ship is Guru is directly taking. Who knows? Gnaninas Tattva Darshinaha. He knows the Tattva, he knows the path back to the Lord, and we are taking shelter of our Guru. So all these devotees have to complete your Bhakti Shastri, and very soon you have to take decision to take the shelter of Guru. And whenever the time is right, when you feel you can dedicate your life in this life, Krishna, Prabhupada says, give this one life to me, or give this one life to Krishna. So if we have decided that in this lifetime we have to go back to Krishna, then we have to take the shelter and initiation from the bona fide spiritual master. And Prabhupada says, only after your initiation, your actual bhakti starts. And in one of the initiation lecture, Guru Maharaj says that initiation, what is happening till that time, we are struggling with our own limited capacities to purify our anarthas. When we have taken the shelter of the Guru Maharaj directly prays for all his disciples. And by his potency, we are able to purify our anarthas faster, and we are qualifying to go back to Krishna. Yeah, this is one of the important point. And then cleanliness. We have discussed Saucham, taking bath twice a day for the external body, and then chanting the holy names, purify our internal body. And steadiness. We have to be steady, determined in our progress. We expect result out of this process. Just have faith in this process. Do not expect any results. Just continue to do what our Guru Acharyas have said, and at the right time, Krishna will reveal everything for us. And self-control, rejecting all that which is unfavorable for our spiritual progress and controlling the senses. That is self-control. Somebody is, again, I am going back to the same examples, because we are all struggling with in our life with various other situation. It could be in our personal life, it could be our professional life, even among devotees. Yeah, whenever somebody is hurting us with their actions or words, we try to immediately react. So we have to reject all such unfavorable situations and try to control our senses for progress. And renunciation of sense objects, not to cater to the unnecessary demands of our body. We need to bring regulation in all our sense enjoying activity. We are still not to a pure devotee stage. We are all struggling with our sense enjoyments. We can see which are all the areas I am weak, and try to bring regulation. And with that desire to bring regulation, by the help of the Lord and Guru and prayers of Vaishnavas, we will get relieved from such things. And absence of false ego. I am this body, I am Santosh, or I am whatever my position. Our constitutional position is simple, being the servant of the Lord. And if we are trying to do anything else, then we are struggling with our false ego. Perception of evil, janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam. Regularly hearing about this. And when we are getting this knowledge, that way what is happening is we are getting detached from the material attachments, material life, and rising in our spiritual understanding. Detachment is very important. And it is also said that no entanglement with wife, children, family. Yeah. How do we understand this? We all have responsibility. We have taken this responsibility because of whatever anarthas we had. We have got into this relationship, but that relationship we need to see is Krishna's mercy, and through this relationship we have to purify. So we have to give our best in this relationship, but not attached to it. And even-mindedness, so not elated or distressed for material gain and loss. So this is the steadiness we need to have. And unalloyed devotional service, engaging oneself through the 9 process of bhakti we discussed. So this is unalloyed devotional service is the most important, through which all other qualities will manifest. Already we are 8 minutes late. I will just take another 5 minutes and we'll conclude. And aspiring to be living in a solitary place, that is away from all the materialistic people, away from all the, yeah. So try to keep the life as simple as possible. Be detached from all the general mass of people who are not into this spiritual progress. So stay away from them, and accepting the importance of self-realization, giving up unnecessary prajalpas, wasting time on prajalpa. And one more thing is philosophical search. That is Tattva Gnanartha Darshanam, rejection of useless research and philosophical topics. Prabhupada's purports are so clear. If you read once, if you don't understand, if you read again, Chanda Mataji was telling, when she read 3 times, she got the clarity. So when you read, you get all the required answers, and continue this process. When you are right, when the time is right, Krishna will reveal. Yeah, so coming back to the humility, we got to know that devotional service is the most important, and knowing this, we have to take shelter of Guru Parampara and being humble. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came, his mood was Gopi Brata Padakamalo Dasa Anu Dasa Anu Dasa. So in the mood of servant. His Holiness Radhanath Swami, he says, the day you feel secure in Krishna consciousness, that is the last day of your Krishna consciousness. The pride comes first before fall. And we already seen the different definition of pridelessness. So we are all struggling. In fact, once a reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, who are you? Are you God? So Prabhupada says, I am servant of God. And then Prabhupada takes a moment and then he corrects that statement, says that I am aspiring to be a servant of God. Yeah, so that is, Srila Prabhupada is a great Acharya, great devotee, but that is his mood. So last thing I wish to conclude by saying the process of knowledge, the cultivation of these qualities is the real method of acquiring the knowledge. Anything beyond is speculation. Now, I just want to conclude by one simple thought to all of us, that we understood that we are not this body, we are spirit, soul. Krishna is the supreme soul, he is the controller of both soul and body. Then why do we need to develop all these qualities? We already got this knowledge, no? Why do we need to have develop all these qualities through devotional service, purify, take shelter? Why do we need to take? Any answers?
To go back to our
Prabhuji, we have
origin.
to water the Bhakti Lata Bij. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we
Yes,
have to
Mataji, go ahead.
water the Bhakti Lata Bij with all this with the entire process. Otherwise, we cannot grow.
Yes,
Because we are in this material world and we are conditioned.
yes. Right, good answer. So watering the Bhakti Lata Bij is important. At the same time, protecting your plant with the weeds is important, right? So how do
And
we
also,
protect them?
Prabhuji, and also come out from the inadequacy.
Hmm.
Due to the Maya, due to being in this material world, our desire goes up, and with the desire, the inadequacy that comes. So adequacy, to nurture that thing more, we need this Bhakti Lata Bij to be, grow more and more and more.
Thank you, Mataji. So let me conclude that we know that we are not this body, we are spirit, soul. Krishna resides in our heart as super soul. He is the controller. This is Gnana. But for us to progress, we need Vijnana, that is realization. till the time we do not understand this, the steadiness to the dualities is not achieved. Only by developing these qualities, we do not get agitated by others and we do not agitate others by our reactions. Yeah, this is the importance of these qualities. So with this, let me conclude today's topic. Thank you for your patient listening. Sorry for running out of time. Thank you very much. We will.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I want to say something with your permission. Please allow me, Prabhuji, please.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam. I beg you and every devotee present in this class to please pray for my mother. She's very critical. She's in ICU. And Krishna doesn't listen to me. I am so sinful, but Krishna listens to you because you are all nice devotees. Please pray for her. She is very critical right now. And I don't know how she will get fine. But please pray for her. Please. I just wanted to request. Please, Prabhuji.
Surely, Mataji. I request all the devotees to please unmute and sincerely pray and let us chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra to the mother of Neha Jindal Mataji for her speedy recovery. Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
I also
Hare
request all the devotees assembled here to chant one round extra for Neha Jindal Mataji today with sincere prayers to Lord Narsimhadev to protect her mother and for her speedy recovery. We will sincerely pray for your mother, Mataji. Okay.
Thank you
We'll
so much.
chant one extra round, Prabhuji.
Yes, we will all chant one round extra today. Okay. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhasya cha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrindi ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Guru Parampara ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have one question out of the box.
Mataji, I'm already 16 minutes late. I will lose my attendance in my class.
Okay, Prabhuji, no problem. I will ask you personally.
Yeah. Again, we are continuing this discussion next week. So please drop your question so I can give a better answer and then we can take it further. Okay? Please don't mind.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavot Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavot Pranam.